Good morning, fans, followers, friends. It is September 8th, 2015 at 9:36 a.m. and this is Mommy of Two, Wife of One. Today is a special day for me. It is my second wedding anniversary. Yay! Excitement. And in the 2 years that I've been married, I've learned a few lessons along the way. I don't proclaim to be an expert on marriage. I don't think anybody is, no matter how long you've been married. But I think it's important, at least for me, to share the things that I've learned in the 2 years I've been married and in the 12 years that I've been with my husband. The first is that having a spouse, husband, or wife, or whatever, means that you are not in this alone. And this could mean any situation that is good or bad in your life, the joys and the pitfalls. You have somebody to share all of those emotions with. And for someone like me, I was very independent, still kind of independent before I met my husband. And while we were dating, I was pretty independent. And anytime something bad came up, my first thing was to try to solve it myself. And I still kind of get in that mindset, but I've learned to go to him first and to say, husband, I'm having this issue. Can you help me figure out how to solve it? And he and I collectively will talk about it and come up with the best solution, not just for me, but for our family. Because if something's going on with me and I'm troubled or I'm distraught or whatever, then my family is going to feel that effect because I'm such an instrumental part of our family. And it's something, again, it took me a long time to figure out. It took me a long time to get in the practice of doing. But it is very, very important to view your spouse as your partner. They are not just the person who now shares your same last name. They are the person who's supposed to be your best friend. They're supposed to be there for you. I was watching a TV show recently with Ice-T, who's a rapper, actor, author, and he made this comment, and then he said that your spouse should be your opponent, should be your teammate, not your opponent. So basically, they are not here to come against you. They are here to help you. They're here to work alongside you. So keep that in mind when you're getting married. Be with someone that you know you can respect, someone that you know you're going to love, and someone who is going to respect and love you in turn. Also, be careful how you speak to your spouse. Your spouse is not your homegirl, they're not your homeboy, they're not your enemy, they're not your parents. Don't talk down to them. Don't try to treat them like children. Treat them with respect. Again, talk to them with respect. I had an incident, not an incident, but early in my marriage, I would post things on social media, not bad things, but just, lessons I was learning or saying how much I love my husband, we're going out to dinner or whatever. And we had an incident once where he made me upset. And of course, he's my husband, we've been together for years, of course he's going to make me upset at some point. And I found myself about to write a status update about how he made me mad, and then I had to stopped myself and then deleted it. For one, he's not on social media, so he can't defend himself. And two, it's nobody else's business what's going on in my marriage. And I realized that for that particular situation, I was about to spill my guts on social media without even talking to him about how he made me feel and why I was in my feelings. And that was a life lesson that I had to learn right then and there, that my husband is my best friend. If I have an issue with him, I need to talk to him about it first. So if I do post anything on social media about any fight that we've had or whatever, I always focus on the fact that he and I have talked it out and we've resolved it. So that other people who are on my friend list or who are on my followed list or whatever, they understand the importance of talking situations out with your spouse ahead of time instead of allowing things to fester and to just become bigger problems later on down the road. Another lesson, surround yourself with like-minded couples. That doesn't mean you have to only have couple friends, but when you do have couples that you hang out with, whether they're married or just dating, make sure they're people who understand the sanctity of the relationship. They respect each other. They are faithful to each other. They don't talk to each other all kinds of ways. Because even though what's happening in somebody else's house has nothing to do with you, if you hang out with people who have all this drama in their house, at some point that drama can trickle down into your own household. And that's the last thing you need, is to have unnecessary, unwanted, unrelated drama in your house. So be very, very careful about the kind of company you keep, whether you're married or not. Even if you're single, if you're a single person and you want to get married at some point, don't hang around too much with single people who just want to be in the street all the time, who have no interest in getting married. And it's not a bad thing to not want to get married. Not everybody's meant to be a wife or a husband. Not everybody's meant to be a mother or father. It's perfectly okay if you don't want to get married or don't want to have kids, but it is important to hang out with like-minded people. So if you're trying to reach this new plateau in your life, whether it's in your professional life, your personal life, spiritual, whatever, you can't hang with people that are trying to bring you down or are trying to keep you at this level right here if you're trying to get up here. So that goes for wherever you are in life. The last tip that I'll give is that the good times in your marriage should outweigh the bad. Everybody's going to have down days where you're upset, where you're bickering a little bit, where you disagree on something. But because that person is supposed to be the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, you should make every effort to make sure that all the good times you guys have outweigh the bad. Because if not, why are you in this marriage in the first place? So some ways to help the good times outweigh the bad: learn not to hold a grudge, and don't go to bed angry. Going to bed angry is, everyone advises against it. It's very difficult not to do, especially for me. If I'm in my feelings, even if he comes and apologizes, it's hard for me to get out of my feelings just like that. But I understand the importance of sharing this marital bed and keeping positive things happening in that marital bed. I don't want to be in that bed angry with him or bickering or talking about him in my head, and just, I don't want to do that, because that's not what that room is for. The whole bedroom is supposed to be for he and I to be one, be on the same page when we're in there. Also, whenever you have issues, talk your issues out as soon as they arise. Sometimes you may need some space to get your thoughts together so that you don't immediately fly off the handle, and that's fine, but don't let too much time go by before you address whatever the issue is. It's okay to go in your separate corners and figure out what you want to say to that person, but you have to talk it out. It is crucial to talk it out. Learn your partner's love language. That's also very important. We learned that in premarital counseling. Everyone has a different love language, and if you don't know your partner's love language, there's a possibility you could be loving your partner the wrong way. My husband's love language is physical touch. I'm not a touchy-feely person, but I know that he feels loved if, when he comes through the door from work, I go and I give him a kiss, or if I hold his hand when we're hanging out, if we're walking, outside somewhere. If we're watching a movie, he likes to put his head in my lap. He likes to be near me and likes to physically touch me in some way, because that's how he feels loved. And he knows that I feel loved through acts of service. So sometimes he'll do things around the house. He'll fix a toy for our daughter. He'll play with our son. He'll fix them dinner. He'll do something that will lessen the burden on me of something that I would normally do. Learn your partner's love language. Understand that that love language may change after a while, but just continue to show your partner how much you love and appreciate and care for them, because just saying I love you is not enough anymore. You have to be able to show them that you love them. So this is just a few tips that I have learned along the way in my 2 years of being married. If you would like to learn more tips, or if you want to hear more about this topic, you can visit my blog at bnakiagarner.wordpress.com. That's bnakiagarner.wordpress.com for a lengthier version of this video blog. So this is Mommy of Two, Wife of One, signing off, and I will see you all next week.